Hi everybody, the Home Service Pro here. In today's video, we're going to change out a standard toilet seat and we're going to go ahead and put a bidet toilet seat on the toilet. The nice thing about this one is it does not require any power, so you don't have to have an outlet close to the toilet. It does have batteries in it, but it's only for the nightlight. So even if you didn't want to use batteries, this is completely powerless. It only needs a water connection. We'll go ahead and get this thing unboxed, get it installed, and see how it works. Let's do this. All right, guys, so this is the toilet seat that we're going to replace. We're going to go ahead and get the toilet seat taken off from it. With this particular style toilet, you can lift these caps up here. Once the caps are lifted up, you go ahead and slide the toilet seat right off and out of the way. Then we just got to remove the two brackets that hold the toilet seat down, this and this. So with this style, underneath, there's just a bolt down here that you just loosen up. Some are different. Some have a screw head on the top of them up here that you had to twist while holding a bolt down there. But this one just has these here on the bottom. From there, just lift this off, get it out of the way, and it's done. So let me get this side done. And there we go. The old toilet seat is removed. I'm going to go ahead and unbox the new toilet seat and we'll see what's in there. All right, guys, so I pulled the toilet seat out of the box and this is everything that comes with it. It comes out just looking just like this. We've got a packet that has all of our hardware, our supply line, all that stuff, all right here. Comes with the bracket to mount it and that. We'll set this aside for right now. This is the toilet seat itself. We'll go ahead and pull it out of the plastic. It's taped up here. There we go. Set that aside. We'll go ahead and leave the plastic on it, but this essentially is what the toilet seat looks like. You got your water valve here that turns it on and off. And when you open it up, that's what the toilet seat itself looks like. If you flip this up, you look down underneath. You can see here's the two sprayers that come out. This is the nightlight that we were talking about. There is a battery pack that we have to put batteries in to activate that. But we'll go ahead and open up the packet with the brackets here. So here's all of our mounting brackets. Here's the new toilet supply line. Here's the additive. This is to where we can split off the base of the toilet and it'll take this water line and that's what feeds our toilet seat with water. We got the rubber for it and we have the mounting bracket. So they do come, it does come with instructions as far as how to install it. We'll set that aside for right now. We'll go ahead and open up all the hardware here. So this is everything that comes with it as far as mounting it. So it looks like we're going to need to get a screwdriver. Other than that, it looks like everything else we can tighten up by hand. So I'll go ahead and get some tools and I'll be right back. All right, guys, so I went ahead and looked at the instruction manual to make sure that I needed all these brackets. And actually, the only brackets that I need for this particular toilet, these here are designed for toilets that you're not able to get to the nut from underneath. Well, with my toilet, I'm able to go ahead and use these nuts here. So all we need is these two brackets and these two metal clips for this style toilet. This stuff we won't need because we have a different, this is for a different style toilet for mounting it. So we're gonna go ahead and get those out of the way. I'm gonna go ahead and pull these brackets off from here. I'm going to set the toilet seat aside for right now, because the first thing we got to do is we got to mount the mounting bracket, which is this guy here. All we're going to do, you can see it says front here. We want that to face toward us. We're going to go ahead and center that up on the center, in between these two holes. Just kind of square it up, make it look to where it's pretty straight. Then these brackets here are going to simply span the difference across this bracket, just like so. And so then all we got to do, get these lined up here. There we go. Go ahead and loosen these up. Take that rubber washer off. This here drops right down through the hole in the toilet. So you take that nut and that rubber off, and then we're going to go down on underneath. Drop this one down through. And you should be using the same hole in the same slot here. That way you know that you're pretty much squared up and it's pretty straight. So then we're going to go ahead and tighten these nuts on underneath. You're just going to hold this down, push the washer up on, and thread the nut on afterwards. And we're just going to get those hand tight for right now. There we go, that one's hand tight. We'll do the same thing over here. Washer, then nut. And then we'll get this one tightened up, hand tight. What we want to do is we want to leave it just a little bit loose so we can still move this bracket around just a little bit, because then what we'll do is we'll snap that toilet on. You can see I can still move that around a little bit. So what we'll do now is your toilet, you set the toilet seat here, and as you slide it back, it slides up underneath these two brackets here and locks on, and that's what holds our toilet in place. So we're going to go ahead and do that by simply just setting this in front of it, and you can just slide it back and forth. There it is. And when you slide it back, you just heard that click and lock into place. The reason I did that is now I can make sure I'm lined up all the way around, make sure it's fitting right. And I don't know if you can see here on the front, I've got a pretty good lip here. So I want to go ahead and move that toilet seat straight toward me. Oh, let me pop that back off in there for a minute. Okay, so I went ahead and loosened these up just a little bit so this would move a little smoother. I moved them forward one hole. So now we're going to go ahead and snap that toilet seat back on here. Which it's still loose, so it can still slide back and forth. There we go. So now I'm going to go ahead and pull this forward to where I want it. So now I'm flush at the front. I'm pretty even down the sides. Now with that kind of sitting in place, I'm going to go ahead and reach under here and I'm going to finish tightening these down. That way now it won't move and I've got it centered up where I want it. And there we go. That's pretty tight. It's not moving around. It's locked in pretty good there. So now we're going to go ahead and just remove the plastic off the seat here just to get it out of our way. It's just like saran wrap. There we go. And so I'm going to go ahead and get the supply line hooked up, but I'm going to go ahead and get the camera moved around so you can see a little bit better what I'm doing there. So I'll be right back. Okay, so as you can see, we've got the water fill for the bidet here. We have the toilet fill for the tank, and we have the supply line. What we're going to do is we're going to take the supply line off. This T takes the place of where the supply line hooks up to the toilet. Then the supply line will hook up here on the bottom, and then the new supply line for the bidet seat that comes with it will hook up to this and up to this. And then we turn the water back on, and that's how the bidet gets its water. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and shut the shutoff off to the toilet down here. There we go, the water is off. I'm gonna go ahead and flush the toilet. Now, when you disconnect this, you might get a little bit of water because there's some water that's still up in the fill valve here. So it might drip a little bit, but it will stop pretty much right away as long as your shuts off all the way. Okay, so now that's disconnected. I'm just going to swing him over out of the way just to get him out of our way for a minute. So now this T threads right back on where we just took the supply line off from. So we're going to thread that up on by hand. Okay, so that's starting to get tight. So we want to go ahead and aim that to where when we tighten this up the rest of the way, that's facing straight out toward us here. Go ahead and loosen that up a little bit. I got to rotate that back just a little bit further. Now I'll bring that around. There we go. That's good and tight there. And I've got that supply line facing straight out toward me. Now we're going to take our supply line for the toilet and we're going to tighten it right back on down here. Oops. Kind of at a weird angle here, so I can't quite see if I'm square on that or not. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and just hold this so this doesn't spin on me while I'm tightening the supply line down. There we go. Then the bidet comes with this here supply line. I'm going to go ahead and get this guy out of the bag. All right, so this is our supply line here. We're going to go ahead and take the 90-degree part and we're going to tighten it right here onto the toilet seat. And I'm just going to get this hand tight so I can move it around and get it where I want it. So now that I got that tight, I'm going to go ahead and swing this around back here like this. And I'm going to just make a loop in the supply line here. Actually, I'm going to take it the other way. I'm going to loop it this way. And I'm just going to take a loop, and then I'm going to take it back and tie it on here. Now this is going to kind of look ugly, but we can straighten that out a little bit after we get the water on and we know it's working. So this just tightens on here. So now I'm going to go ahead and get a wrench and I'm just going to snug these up a little bit. They're rubber sealed, so they don't have to be like super tight. Just snugged. There we go on that one. Get that hand tight. And then I'm just going to snug that up a little bit. And there we go, that's tight. So now we're going to turn that water back onto our toilet. Make sure this valve is in the off position, which is straight up with this. And then we're going to go ahead and turn this on. I can hear the toilet filling again. We'll go ahead and open up the lid here. Reposition the camera a little bit. There we go. So now I'm going to go ahead and slowly turn this on. And we should see that spray come up and out. I'm going to put my hand over it just to keep it from like spraying too much because I haven't tried this one yet. So there's the water part. And as you can see, that's doing its job right there. We'll go ahead and shut that off. It goes back in. We'll go ahead and turn it the other way. Test the other function out. And there we go. Now that one's spraying. So we can see that the bidet is working properly. We're going to go ahead and shut that off. You can see we made a mess on the toilet seat there just by doing it that way. But normally you'd be sitting on this so it wouldn't spray all over the place. So let me go ahead and clean this up a little bit. Okay, there we go. So the bidet seat is installed. It works. We've turned it on. Made sure everything worked on it. Now there's only one other function, and that's over on this far side here. This is your battery pack here for the nightlight. I'll go ahead and I'm going to put 4 AA's in this like it requires. I'll come back and we'll go ahead and shut the light off. I'll reposition the camera. We'll turn the night light on so we can see what that looks like. And we've got it fully installed and up and running. So I'll be right back. All right, guys, so I got the batteries installed in the battery pack, as you can see. So I'm going to go ahead and just slide this back into the side here. There we go. And I'll turn this on. We'll shut the lights out. And there you go. You can see that the nightlight works. We'll go ahead and turn that bidet back on, the lights back on. We'll test that bidet one more time. And it's definitely spraying very well. Go ahead and shut that off. We'll open up the other side. And there you have it. The bidet seat is installed and up and running. Well, there you go, guys. We got the bidet seat. It's fully installed. It's operational. It only requires batteries if you want the nightlight. If you don't, this thing is completely just water powered. It does not take any electricity, which makes it super efficient. Save money on using toilet paper. So overall, I think it works pretty well. If you guys found this video helpful, please like and subscribe to my channel. It helps us grow. Have a great day. And remember, you got this. We'll see you on the next one, guys. Thanks.